May I have a motion to open the meeting?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, please stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America,
and
to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thanks. I'm gonna go to public input number one. Any group or organization wishing to address the board must identify a single spokesperson. Speakers have up to 3 minutes. Speakers will address remarks to the president. Speakers will conduct themselves in a civil and respectful manner. Speakers will not address personnel or students. If a speaker wants to speak a second time, they may speak at public input 2. The board president has the right to discontinue public input at any time. At this time, is there anyone for public input? Don't believe we have anybody in the audience. So I'm going to move to the superintendent's report.
Thanks, Sandy. Pretty brief tonight. I just wanted to let the board know about our first 2 presentations, which will take place on the 16th of October and the 20th of November. Remember, we wanted to do 4 of these throughout the year. So on the 16th of November, we're going to do our assessment presentation, which will cover assessments pre-K through 12, but essentially 3 through 12. And those will be comprised of an analysis of the New York State assessments 3 through 8, the Regents assessments, which are generally 8 through 12, the International Baccalaureate assessments, which are generally 11 and 12. And although we don't have a robust AP program due to the implementation of IB, several AP assessments as well. We may touch upon some we may touch upon ACT and SAT scores to the extent that we can get valid information. We'll present that. But that's scheduled for the 16th of October. And then the 20th of November, there's been a lot of talk about the food program. So we thought we'd do a comprehensive review of the district food program. Great. And have the food program manager come and present and provide an opportunity for anybody to ask any questions at that time.
Great. Does anybody have any questions on that? I look forward to those.
Sounds good.
Yep. Great. Okay, at this point, I'm going to move to board resolutions. May I have a motion for board resolution 7.1 through 10.8?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Unanimous? Okay, I'm going to move to items for discussion. Does anyone have any items for discussion? Okay, I just have a couple of things I'd like to bring up. I have one for Mr. Malone and Miss Carrieros, which is it has been brought to my attention by several parents and myself that our students and parents seem to feel that they can just walk in between cars out onto 114 at dismissal. And it's getting really dangerous. And Mr. Malone and I have actually spoken. I'll let him give a little update. Miss Carrieros and I actually almost had to come in to sign papers with Mary the other day. And I came into the middle school gym and 3 kids shot right in front of me. Like it would have been clipped very quickly if I was going at any speed. So I think it's important that we as a district, I mean, we obviously can't supervise all the kids that leave, but I think a notification really does need to go out to the parents and also to the students to let them know what the dangers are and to speak with the police department so that their crossing guards can start to, enforce almost jaywalking and, just to keep it a little bit safer around the school. The streets are tight. And 2:30, those kids are just darting out of the middle school, high school, especially they're getting their phones back. It's just so. If Miss Carrieros and Mr. Malone, I know I've touched base with you guys, but I just wanted to make it public that, this is definitely something that's concerning at least. So
Yeah, no, this school has brought it to our attention as Mr. Nichols and others. It is of concern. It's always important for us to have discussion about safety with the children. But also share that information with their families. In fact, this morning, I have one program for the kindergarten through fifth grade children, Mr. Nelson did an excellent presentation, more specifically about safety on the school buses, but woven dismissal, arrival and dismissal safety, and spoke about properly using the crosswalk.
Right.
And a review of that presentation was sent over to Stephen.
Wonderful.
But I do think, an additional follow-up to the safety around the school campuses is always beneficial.
Great, thanks. Ms.
And
Karen.
we're happy to address at the middle high school level. Yes, our students are very excited to get their phones back at the end of the day. They don't look sometimes. I also know that our students, just that four-way stop, where Jermaine and Division hit, even the cars aren't paying attention that those are crosswalks either. So
Right.
it's a little bit nerve-wracking for people, because I know students when they're walking to Manchester Park or going down the street, it's concerning to them. So we can do grade updates for each grade, where we check in with each grade to go over safety protocols and make sure. Even our seniors, we also have to remind them of safe driving as well.
Great, and you guys will take care of that, get that out to parents, that'd be great. Thank you. And then my second part was the board committees. Mary's not here tonight, but I did speak with Mary, and she has reached out to the Parent Square and to the faculty. And we're still waiting on some more responses to those committees. So as soon as we can get responses, then we'll start to go through. There's not going to be any more Zoom meetings, like you're not going to be able to Zoom in anymore. And are you going to be able to attend the meetings and have, some tough conversations with a lot of the committee members to see if they really want to continue on those and, try to make an effort to get people who really want to be engaged versus name on a committee. So as soon as we get that update, hopefully for the next meeting, we'll be able to get those up and running. My goal is to have them up and running by October as usual. So. And that's really all my updates at this point. Does anybody else have any?
Do we still have committees that we're looking for people?
Yeah,
that are
there's
underrepresented?
We said the Educational Facilities Committee, Policy Committee, and Diversity and Inclusion are still looking for, there's been a couple of staff members that have applied for those committees, which is exciting to see, but really haven't gotten a lot from the public yet. So hopefully the newspapers that are watching will, get something out in the newspapers to encourage. You don't have to be a parent. You just have to be, engaged. Yeah. I mean, when people go out there and they say, oh, this isn't any good, come to a meeting, help us work through our situations. Don't, just sit behind a computer, and be a part of it. So that's what we're hoping. So. Yeah.
Sandy, do committees set their own cadence on when they meet, or is
They
there?
do, at the first meeting, you go over the charter.
Okay.
So we went over the charter last year with the Educational Facilities Committee, and we realized that, it's like, if you miss 3 consecutive meetings, you're not welcome back. And we've had many of that. So we go through that, and then what days work for you? And
Right.
do we go ever? And there are some committees that didn't move a lot. And if that's the challenge, then they should bring it to, either Jeff's
Yeah.
attention or mine. And, we'll work with what works best. But
Right.
yeah, then we had, I'm going to Zoom in, and we can't get it. It's just, you need to be in public.
Yeah, I guess the reason I asked, the message is then, even if you're a busy person, come and engage, sign up, engage, and you might be able to
Absolutely.
influence the meeting schedule so that you can.
Yes, so that you can
attend.
attend.
And a lot of these committees are like once a month or once every
Yeah.
few months.
Yeah,
Sorry, this is.
yeah, Wall of Honor is actually, I think tomorrow I have got a Wall of Honor committee meeting. But yeah, some are only once a month, some are once every 3 months.
Right.
So it's not, that you have to commit to every week. No, it's nothing like that. Nothing like what we have to do as volunteers. Okay. Anything else? No. Okay, public input number 2, same rules apply. I don't see anyone in the audience. So at this time, I'm going to make a motion to convene to executive session to discuss personnel and contracts. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second,
Second.
All in favor?
I,
When we come out of executive session, we will just close the regular meeting. There'll be no action taken. So, thank you. 6:41, that could be a record meeting for us. Thank you, everyone. Go Giants.